Your engine's running rough? Gas mileage dropped. A mechanic just quoted you $1,200 for new injectors. So you walk into the auto parts store and grab a $10 bottle promising to restore performance instantly. Here's what they won't tell you. Most of those bottles are just fancy kerosene. They do absolutely nothing. Some can actually wreck your fuel system. Today I'm showing you the one chemical that separates snake oil from science, the 3 brands I trust in my own truck, and the shock treatment method that makes them actually work. Let's get into it. Before we name names, you need to understand what we're fighting. Every single time your engine fires, microscopic fuel particles bake onto your injector tips and piston crowns. Think of it like plaque building on teeth. Starts thin, gets thick, chokes performance. Your engine needs a precise fuel mist. When carbon clogs those tiny injector holes, you get this uneven spray pattern. Fuel doesn't atomize properly, you lose power, mileage tanks. Eventually that check engine light flips on. Most drivers panic and buy the first colorful bottle they see. That's the mistake, because most bottles contain solvents. Alcohol, naphtha, kerosene derivatives. Solvents burn up instantly in the combustion chamber before they ever touch carbon. Imagine trying to scrub a burnt lasagna pan with just hot water. Doesn't work. What you actually need is a detergent, specifically something called polyetheramine, which you'll see abbreviated as PEA on labels. Polyetheramine survives combustion heat. It bonds to carbon molecules at the atomic level. It literally rips them off the metal so they blow out your exhaust. If a bottle doesn't list polyetheramine in the ingredients, you're buying flavored kerosene. And there's a massive concentration gap between brands. Cheap bottles have 0 to 3% polyetheramine. Top shelf bottles run 30 to 50%. That's not marketing hype, that's measurable chemistry. Here's what frustrates me. The auto parts store doesn't sort these by effectiveness, they sort by profit margin. The most expensive shelf space goes to whatever pays the highest commission. So let's fix that right now. I'm calling out 7 categories of products that either don't work or risk damaging your system. And yes, one of these is a legend that old school mechanics swear by, but the chemistry tells a different story. Number 1. The $3 specials. Any bottle under $5 is alcohol mixed with mineral spirits. That's it. Alcohol dries out rubber O-rings and fuel lines. Over time, you'll develop leaks. These products meet the legal definition of fuel system cleaner because technically alcohol is a solvent, but it evaporates before it cleans anything meaningful. Number 2. Seafoam. I know this one hurts. Seafoam is an American classic. I've used it for decades on lawnmowers, chainsaws, outboard motors. It's fantastic for small engines and fuel stabilization. But modern high-pressure direct injection systems? It's pale oil and naphtha. 0 polyetheramine. The big white smoke cloud you see when you pour it through a vacuum line? That's the oil burning. Looks impressive on camera. Doesn't clean injectors. Seafoam works great for cleaning intake valves on older port injection engines. Just don't expect it to scrub carbon off injector tips. Wrong chemistry for the job. Number 3. Marvel Mystery Oil. Same story here. Upper cylinder lubricant? Absolutely. Carbon remover? No, it's mineral oil based. There's no detergent chemistry here. You're actually coating your combustion chamber with oil residue, which creates more carbon deposits over time. You're making the problem worse while thinking you're fixing it. Number 4. The mechanic in a bottle scams. Anything with packaging that screams like a late night infomercial. Restore lost compression. Fix your engine for $9.99. These are mineral spirits with red dye. The only thing they restore is the company's bank account. If it sounds too good to be true on the label, it is. Number 5. Acetone and DIY track fuel mixes. Some online forums recommend dumping acetone or xylene into your tank for cheap octane boost. Stop. Acetone strips protective coatings inside fuel tanks. It melts plastic fuel filter housings. One guy documented his fuel pump dissolving after 3 tanks of this stuff. The risk to your catalytic converter isn't worth the 2 horsepower gain you might see on a dyno. Don't be that guy. Number 6. Diesel additives in gasoline engines. Diesel fuel system cleaners use completely different chemistry. They're designed for compression ignition, not spark ignition. Pouring diesel additives into a gas engine can foul spark plugs and oxygen sensors. You're using the wrong tool for the job. It's like trying to cut a steak with a screwdriver. Number 7. Octane boosters marketed as cleaners. These add something called methyl cyclopentadienyl manganese tricarbonyl to raise octane. That manganese leaves deposits on spark plugs and oxygen sensors. You're trading one problem for another. If you need higher octane, just buy premium fuel at the pump. It's cheaper and safer. So if 90% of the shelf is junk, what actually works? I'm about to show you the only 3 brands worth your money. Only 3 brands consistently prove they have the chemistry to clean modern fuel injectors. I've tested these personally. I've read the independent lab analyses. These are what professional mechanics use when it's their own truck. Number 1. Chevron Techron Concentrate Plus. Chevron invented polyethyramine back in the 1980s. This is the original formula. Contains roughly 15 to 20% polyethyramine. Techron is the safe, factory-approved choice. BMW, Audi, and Volkswagen recommend it in their service manuals. It won't damage sensors or catalytic converters. Use this every oil change, every 5,000 miles to prevent buildup before it starts. Think of Techron as brushing your teeth. It's maintenance, not emergency repair. Cost? About $12 per bottle. One bottle treats 20 gallons. That's 60 cents per tank. Cheaper than the carbon buildup it prevents, and way cheaper than that $1,200 injector replacement your mechanic quoted. Number 2. Gum Out Regain High Mileage. If your vehicle has over 75,000 miles, look at Gum Out Regain. Contains polyethyramine plus friction modifiers that lubricate the upper cylinder. High mileage engines burn oil. Piston rings wear. Compression drops slightly. Gum Out's formula helps seal those rings while it cleans. It's addressing 2 problems at once. Solid value, usually $8 to $10 per bottle. Number 3. Redline SI1 Complete Fuel System Cleaner. This is the nuclear option. Redline SI1 contains an estimated 30 to 50% polyethyramine, the highest concentration on the consumer market. This isn't for maintenance, this is for repair. If your engine has a rough idle, hesitation on acceleration, or a misfire code from carbon buildup, this is the bottle you buy. It's more expensive, around $15, but compare that to a mechanic charging $400 for injector cleaning service. You're doing the same chemical process at home for a fraction of the cost. I keep a bottle of Redline in my garage for exactly that situation. When my truck started stumbling at cold starts last winter, one bottle fixed it completely, saved me a diagnostic fee and a day without my vehicle. However, and this matters, if your injector has a mechanical failure, no chemical will fix it. If the internal spring broke or there's an electrical short, you need a replacement part. But for carbon deposits, which cause 80% of injector problems, polyethyramine works. Now here's where most people mess this up. You can buy the best cleaner in the world and completely waste your money if you use it wrong. Most people pour a bottle into a full tank. That dilutes the concentration too much. The polyethyramine gets spread across 18 gallons of fuel. By the time it reaches your injectors, it's too weak to scrub carbon effectively. Here's the professional method I learned from a fuel systems engineer. Step 1. Wait until your fuel gauge reads 1/8 tank or lower, as close to empty as you're comfortable with. Don't run it bone dry, but get it low. Step 2. Pour the entire bottle into your tank before you add any gas. Don't split it across multiple fill-ups. We want maximum concentration hitting those injectors. Step 3. Add only 10 gallons of top-tier gasoline. If you have a huge truck tank, resist the urge to fill it completely. Keep that ratio strong. This is critical. Step 4. The Italian tune-up. Get on the highway. Drive for 20 to 30 minutes at sustained speeds, 60 to 70 miles per hour. You need heat and load to activate the polyethyramine chemistry. Idling in your driveway won't cut it. That heat and pressure force the detergent through your injectors at high velocity. It's like power washing your driveway versus gently spraying it with a garden hose. You need that pressure. You might notice slightly rougher idle for the first few miles as carbon chunks break loose and burn off. That's completely normal. After one tank, you should feel smoother acceleration and better throttle response. Some people report their gas mileage improving by 1 to 2 miles per gallon. So how often should you actually use these? For prevention, if you're using top-tier gasoline consistently, run Techron once every oil change. That's 5,000-mile intervals. Costs you $12 and prevents problems before they start. Think of it as cheap insurance. For high-mileage vehicles, anything over 100,000 miles, or if you've been using off-brand gas stations, run a shock treatment with Redline twice a year, spring and fall. Think of it as seasonal maintenance, like changing your cabin air filter. For emergency repair, if you have active symptoms right now, rough idle, hesitation, check engine light for misfires, go straight to Redline with the shock treatment method. One bottle usually handles it. Give it 2 tanks if the problem is severe. Fuel injector cleaners aren't magic. They won't fix a broken fuel pump or a clogged fuel filter. They won't restore compression to worn piston rings or repair a leaking head gasket. But for carbon buildup, which causes 80% of injector-related performance issues, the right chemistry absolutely works when you use it correctly. Stop buying bottles based on flashy packaging or price. Look for polyethyramine in the ingredient list. Use the shock treatment method I just showed you. Give it heat and time to work. I've linked all 3 approved brands in the description below so you don't accidentally grab the wrong bottle. All 3 are available with free shipping. If this video just saved you a trip to the mechanic, hit that subscribe button. I post new car maintenance guides every week that keep more money in your pocket and your vehicle running longer. Check your oil. I'll see you in the next one.